Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for a throwback movie review. This is for a re-review for the Mortal Engines movie right here. This one right there. So that's what I'm reviewing as of on July 22nd. So hopefully you'll enjoy this throwback movie review. It will premiere at 2 p.m. So definitely stay tuned for that. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for this throwback movie review for Mortal Engines, the 2018 film, and let you know my thoughts on this 2 hour and 9 minute movie. So let's dive into this movie review for the re-review. Now, I did do an original review for it back in 2018, which I think I'm going to give you a more clear perspective on what I think of the movie as of now. I think the movie is good, but there are some issues with the movie. Like with the character Hester Shaw or whatever, she's basically, you get thrown into the movie with the characters at the beginning of the movie. And it's interesting of a watch, but it does rush it a bit, this movie. For 2 hours and 9 minutes, it does feel like a slow drag from time to time. It doesn't feel too rushed, but there are times where they try to make it rushed, but they have more dialogue to explain in this movie. And that's what I appreciated about this movie, because it had some dialogue that I could really get invested in. But with what I watched for this 2 hour and 9 minute movie, basically London is kind of going on a rampage, and Hugo Weaving's character, Thaddeus Valentine, is apparently going mad crazy and trying to think he can power up this certain device he was working on for the longest time, this certain machine to destroy places like the wall or whatever at the end of the film. A certain barrier wall or whatever that they're trying to tear down. The shield wall is what it's called. And that's where Hester and them try to stop, and along with another character, Tom, which I think his character was interesting, but there was some hiccups with his character from time to time where there were some things he was saying that was pretty wrong and not in the best port, not in the best judgment or taste or anything. But I think this movie was good, but it did have its issues from time to time. Like Hester's performance, the girl that plays Hester, I think her performance had its good moments and its pretty weak moments. And when I mean by pretty weak moments, there were some cringe moments through her performance, saying, "I'm gonna live," and other lyrics like that. It kind of felt a little cheesy, and I can understand why some people don't really like this film to a degree. It's not the worst film, but it's around average and good. So, I think Hugo Weaving's performance was great as the main character, main antagonist, the villain. And I really enjoyed the action scenes in this film. There were some good action scenes, but then there were some sloppy ones that didn't perform too well. Like the character Shrike was interesting to get into. That I got to see him in Hester's past and all that in this film, and the thing that I appreciated about this film, like I said, is the dialogue and the storyline. The execution of how it performed had its moments where it was good or bad. So I wouldn't say this is one of my favorite films as of now, but it's a watchable film. It's a good film, but I have my critiques with it as of now. So coming back to my 2018 review, I did give it a positive rating of an 8.5. As of now, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. It's a good film, but it does have its issues, this film. With some of the characters and how they're performing. The actors or the actress that played Hester had her performance a little hit or miss. There were some moments where it did good and moments where it was not good in the film. And the scene where she says, "I'm gonna live," and then "I'm coming with you," and how it's one-liners. The one-liners from her are so great, and she doesn't really go into explanation too much with some of her character. And it at least explains what you're getting for the story, and that's what I appreciate about this film. But it's the execution that was slightly the downfall of this film. So 8 out of 10 for this throwback movie review for Mortal Engines. I wanted to review this again to give you a new perspective on what I think of it as of now. A new take on what I think of it as of now in 2024. But it's not a terrible film, but not something I'd come back to a lot. Only when I feel up to watching it, basically. But I wanted to watch it again to get a new take on it. And it was a good film, but had its issues. So, with that being said, 8 out of 10 for this throwback movie review. Thanks for watching this throwback movie review this afternoon.